Hi, I'm back. This is the final video on how to perform Qspm. So the first thing that you need to do in performing Qspm, you have to design this particular table. And in this particular exercise, we are going to use the exact same company that we have used in the previous topic, which is company XYZ. So like I said in the previous video, in order to perform QSPM, there are 6 steps involved. In the first step, you need to list all of the key factors. So if you can see that in the first column, I have listed the exact same key factors that we extract from our IFE and also EFE exercise before. So we are going to put all of the exact same variables in the first column for the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and also the threats. In step number 2, you have to give them a weight. And these weights are also the exact same weight that you should take from your IFE and also EFE metrics. So if you want to double check, you go back into the previous video and you can see that I have used the exact same key factors in the first step and also the exact same weights for every single variable in this analysis. So in step number 3, you have to decide to determine the strategic alternatives, the options, strategic options that the organization could pursue. So going back to what we have learned in the previous topic, in the IE metrics, company XYZ, based on its IFE and EFE values, the company IE metrics indicated that the company falls under the category under the quadrant 5, which is hold and maintain. So under this quadrant, it is advisable for the company to pursue either a market penetration or product development strategy. So for this company XYZ, we have suggested that for market penetration, the company should open 3 more branches. And then for product development, the company should pursue introducing a much healthier menu. Excuse me, I'm sorry. So that is step number 3 in our QSPM. So in step number 4, you have to give an attractiveness score for each of the variable or the key factors that you have listed in your QSPM. So the attractiveness score that you have to give is between the scale of 1 to 4, 1 as being not attractive, 2 as somewhat attractive, 3 as being reasonably attractive, and 4 as being highly attractive. So what you need to do is that in step number 4, you need to give them a scale between 1 to 4 for each of these variable. So you have to go through one by one. For example, for the strengths, we score for strategy number 1, open 3 more branches, a score of 3, reasonably attractive, because this can create more market penetration and then create more awareness, can increase the patrons or the customers to come into to reach out to the restaurants, for example. So we scored them a 3. So this in terms of the effect towards the brand. However, for strategy number 2, product development, introducing a much healthier menu, we scored them a 4, because we feel that with the current market environment in which that the customers are concerned about their health, that more organic food, becoming much healthier, for example. So by introducing a much healthier menu, this might increase the brand of this company. So that's why we scored them a 4 as being highly attractive. And then you are going to go and do this for every single variable, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, as well as the threats. If you feel that that particular variable has no effect on any of the strategy, so you don't give any score. For example, the technology and digital presence, it has nothing to do with opening up 3 more branches, and it also has nothing to do with the introducing a much healthier menu. So we do not give any score for both of the strategies. So you are going to repeat the exact same scaling for each of the variables in the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So in step number 5, you need to determine the total attractiveness score, and this is just a multiplication between the attractiveness score in column 3 here times with the weight that you have taken from your IFE and also your EFE matrix, or in column number 2. So that's how we derive to 0.45 and also 0.6. So you are going to do this again for each of the variables. 1 times 0.1 is 0.1, 2 times 0.1 you get 0.2, and that represents step number 5. And you are going to do this for each of the variables under your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And in step number 6, the final step, you need to calculate the total attractiveness score. So you have to get the summation of the value of the total attractiveness score. So we are going to add all of the values in column number 4 for strategy 1, and all of the values in column number 6 for strategy number 2, and this will give you into the value of the total attractiveness score for each of the strategy. This value is the most important value that you are going to make your decision. Now you have completed the process of performing the Qspm for company XYZ. And the next one is on how we are going to make that decision in terms of selecting which of the strategy would be most appropriate for this company given their current or their existing environment, operating environment now. So based on the QSPM score, the most feasible strategic option that company XYZ should pursue based on its operating environment is option 2, product development. The company should introduce a much healthier menu option, as the TAS score for this strategic option is 4.05 as compared to 3.00 for strategy 1, which is opening up 3 more branches. So that's how you perform the QSPM, and that's how the scientific and the artistic part of making decision is being incorporated into strategic management, especially in terms of making decision on which strategy that the organization should pursue or implement based on their existing operating environment. So I hope that you enjoy the whole video that we have prepared for you, not only for this particular topic, but also from the previous topics that we have shared with you. I hope that you learn something. I hope that you learn, especially in terms of how are you going to use all of the tools in strategic management in arriving to the conclusion in terms of which of the strategy that the organization should pursue. With that, I thank you.